Hey everybody, so today I'm going to be showing you why the Carrier Infinity system is so great for people installing it or servicing it. Now the first thing you have to do to get to this menu is press a button for a certain amount of time, but I'm not going to tell you what that button is because you probably don't need to know it. But anyway, just know that this is the installer/service menu. And why is this great? Well, because you have all these options and screens here, and this first one, equipment summary, tells you what is installed on this particular system. And on mine, the only piece of communicating equipment I have is the furnace, which is a Carrier 58 MVB 80,000 BTU two-stage furnace, a non-communicating AC condenser with a media filter and a humidifier. So install would allow you to install a new piece of equipment or run the install program again if you ever needed to. I'm not going to go through that one. Setup lets you set up the various options for each piece in the system. So for the thermostat, you can do how you want to set up auto mode, the heat and cool dead bands, offset, cycles per hour, turn programming on or off, turn smart recovery on and off, which basically will start the recovery process out of a set bag 90 minutes ahead of time. It'll automatically ramp up the temperature to be at the recovery temperature by that time. Switch between English and metric, and reset factory defaults if you ever needed to. For the furnace, options are you can select for the heating and cooling airflows. Now, comfort airflow is a reduced airflow for more comfort for the user. Let's see. Efficiency is used to meet the ratings specified in the product data, and that's the only one on this particular version of the software. Those two options. Same thing with AC. Dehumidify airflow can be normal, or you can increase it to high if duct sweating is an issue. Low heat rise basically just increases the fan speed and heating if you have a bypass humidifier, which I do not have. Staging will let either the Infinity control the staging, use the only low stage, only high stage, or let the furnace control it using its built-in algorithm. And I am going to let the Infinity control that for me because I think it knows best. Blower off delay, currently set at 120 seconds. AC, only thing on this particular unit is the cooling lockout, which is set to 55 degrees. Now, if you have a communicating air conditioner, it'll have more options in it, such as low ambient cooling, stuff like that. Or if you have a heat pump, it'll have a lot more options. Accessories just let you set up filters, humidifiers. So filter type media, that's what I have. Humidifier would be yes or no. UV lights, yes or no. And system maintenance, and it just allows the homeowner to be reminded of maintenance every so often. So I have it set to 6 months because that's get it checked once in the heating season, once in the cooling season. Checkout basically just lets you run the furnace, air conditioning, or humidifier for a specified amount of time, and it'll make sure tell you to make sure it's set up properly beforehand. So you can check the low heat and high heat, and if I press start, it'll do that test, but I'm not going to do that right now. Same thing for the AC and humidifier. Now, the service menu is what I think is the coolest. So if I press on furnace status right here, it'll tell you what it's currently doing. Heat stage off right now. Current airflow CFMs, inducer RPMs, blower RPMs, current static pressure, and if it's any lockouts or anything. So I think that's pretty cool. AC status, pretty much all this one will say is off because it's non-communicating. But if I had a communicating unit, it would say what stage it's in, what its outside fan RPM is, coil temperature, outside temperature, such as the like. Last 10 system events. This just records excuse me, different faults that have occurred in the system. So there's a couple here. It's nothing too serious. They've all been checked out. So there's that. Run fault history. current, recorded faults, no faults to display because they've all been acknowledged as old. Cycle counters, how many times a particular cycle has happened, like blower power, low heat, high heat. Run times, accumulated hours, same thing with the AC. And you can set the date for looking at the faults, and the model and serial numbers, which is pretty convenient for anyone servicing units, so you don't have to, if the product label ever wore off, it would be just accessed right here in the system. And you can install a service phone number to remind the homeowner to call for maintenance. And that's pretty much the installer menu in the Carrier Infinity system. This is the -B revision of the Infinity control, and there's actually they're on the -V revision right now for their new modulating units. And exit this. Just goes back to the home screen. And they actually have a touchscreen one now as well. So this one's a little bit older. The system was installed in was installed in 2006. So it's it's a little bit older, but it's still very nice for both me and anyone who ever comes to service it. So thanks for watching, and see you again.